I guess, maybe, I don't know. This is the big news of the day. So let's just get this out of the way first. Donald Trump has signed the COVID relief package. And Josh Hawley says in the Senate, now the House is going to vote, I believe today, if today is Monday, I believe the House is going to vote on a $2,000 bill, or $2,000 stimulus check bill. And the Senate is saying that they will only do a $2,000 bill if it includes terminating Section 230. And so Josh Hawley, this was always the thing. Remember when everyone was like, all the dumb Jimbo Dumbo lefties were like, Donald Trump and Josh Hawley are to the left of Nancy Pelosi, right? This is how they're going to do it. They're going to try to say, oh, $2,000, you want $2,000? Well, also terminate Section 230 if you want the $2,000. This is called extortion, for those of you that don't know. For those of you that also don't know what Section 230 is, Section 230 is part of I think a 1990s Telecommunications Act of some kind that says that a company, let's say, for example, Twitter, is not legally responsible for what their users post on their platform when it comes to things like hate speech, or when it comes to things like, threatening to kill someone, which is a crime, right? When it comes to those things, it basically, Section 230 says, you are not a platform, you are not an editor, you are not a publisher, you are a platform. So anyone is able to say whatever they want on your platform, right? And you are not criminally liable for what they say. That's what Section 230 postulates. Now, the reason why Donald Trump wants to get rid of Section 230 so much is because he feels that tech companies are abusing the right of, whatever, to allow anything. He thinks that basically, I just kind of gave you word salad there. He thinks that basically the little check marks on his tweets are a violation of Section 230, and he kind of has an argument there. It kind of is a violation of Section 230. Let's look at this Donald Trump tweet, which is amazing. This was a couple days ago. Twitter is going wild with their flags, trying hard to suppress even the truth. Just shows how dangerous they are, purposefully stifling free speech. Very dangerous for our country. Does Congress know that this is how communism starts? Cancel culture at its worst. End Section 230. Right? If Section 230 ends, then there will be no Twitter. There will be no Facebook. There will be no Google. My channel will be banned. Everyone's channels will be banned. The only channels that won't be banned are mainstream news outlets. Section 230 is what gives these outlets like Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook even a reason to host people like myself, those that are against government overreach and against corporate overreach more particularly. So again, is Twitter reaching over? Are they violating Section 230 by having these like little, there's not one on this one, but the little, exclamation points? Technically, I can see the argument for that. If Twitter were really a neutral platform, it would not be publishing or promoting advertisements, and it would not be adding amendments to anything. So I get the argument, right? But the argument of Donald Trump is it's twofold. He can utilize this to make himself look like the victim, and, as Josh Hawley is working with him to do, try to leverage the $2,000 coronavirus relief payments on getting personal revenge on big tech companies, which would result. And remember when everyone thought that the world was going to break when net neutrality was destroyed? Well, it did in a little bit. They laid the groundwork. If Section 230 is fully repealed, I do think the internet, as we in America know it, is going to radically change forever. Because keep in mind, Section 230 is one of the main rules and laws that corporations like Google and YouTube, right, and Facebook and Twitter based all of their creation on. This law has been on the books since before Twitter, Google, YouTube, Facebook, etc. So if this law is repealed, it's going to completely change the playing field of the internet, not for the best. So you need to be aware of that. That needs to be absolutely just in the forefront of your mind. Section 230, maybe it needs to be updated. I can agree with it being updated, but fully repealed without being replaced by something that gets rid of the problems, that's going to be a disaster, right? And tying the $2,000 COVID relief payments to that is also going to be a disaster. And that is nothing short of extortion. So I just wanted to be clearly on the record with that. Everyone's saying Josh Hawley is a real true leftist. Oops. Oops. But again, only a specific demographic would think that a Republican is to the left of a Democrat.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Unbelievable.